Super cold and windy outside. It's going crazy out there. Anyway, just wanted to check in really quick. Rutgers just got done playing Penn State. Penn State is not a very great team, but they did beat Rutgers today. But that's not really what I'm reviewing. I'm just reviewing Ace Bailey's performance and just reviewing him as a draft prospect. Real quick, I'm at a whopping fat 4 subscribers. Thank you to my 4 subscribers. I'm trying to get up to 10 by the end of the day, and if I can do that, that would be awesome. So thank you guys, and please subscribe if you enjoy the video. Anyway, back to it. Ace Bailey is probably the number 2 or 3 pick projected in the draft right now. Rightfully, if a team drafted him number 1, I wouldn't really be mad at that team, just depending on who they are. Cooper Flagg is pretty overwhelmingly the number 1 pick right now, but I'd made a comparison before. Say, hypothetically, the Minnesota Timberwolves get the number 1 pick in the draft. I know they're not going to, but say hypothetically they get it. Cooper Flagg's going to fit great on their team. He's going to fit great on any team. There's no team he wouldn't help out. But in Minnesota's case, I think Ace Bailey pairs up better with Anthony Edwards than Cooper Flagg would. Not to say Cooper Flagg doesn't fit well on the Timberwolves or he wouldn't play well with Anthony Edwards, but I think Ace Bailey is going to be a better pure scorer at the NBA level. Maybe not from year one. We'll have to see how that goes. But by the time he's in year three, 4, I think he's going to be the better pure scorer out of these two. We'll see who's the better overall player. It looks like Cooper right now, but again, I feel like Ace Bailey is going to be the better pure scorer. It's like I was saying, on such a heavy defensive team like Minnesota, where they have so many good defensive players. I think a player like Ace Bailey may fit better with his great scoring ability as opposed to a Cooper Flagg, who's more of an all-around player. Cooper still has really good scoring abilities, don't get me wrong, but Ace Bailey seems like a better raw scorer. But anyway, he played 30 minutes. He dropped 30 points on Penn State. Like I was saying, Penn State's not the greatest team, but they beat Rutgers, so got to give him credit there. But yeah, he had 30 points, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, no blocks. Um, yeah, the 1 steal, 0 blocks. I think he's had 3 blocks in both of these past 2 games. Again, I think he'll be an okay defender at the NBA level. He's more of a weak side help defender, and with him being 6'10" and athletic, he can come over and get those weak side help blocks, and he's very good at doing that. 7 rebounds. You like to see the 7 rebounds. Again, he's just so tall. At 6'10", he has such a good wingspan that you kind of expect him to give you 6 or 7 rebounds or so per game in the NBA, if not more. 80% from three, so that's just spectacular. 4 for 5 from three, 13 for 15 from the field, 86% for the game, which is just ridiculous. Again, Penn State isn't the greatest team, but they have some decent players, and they're a decent team. I don't think they have any first round draft prospects. Please comment below if I'm missing somebody, but I don't think they do. So take that into consideration. But if we're in an empty gym and a dude takes 15 shots and makes 13 of them, I'm honestly going to be impressed personally, and especially at the collegiate level. Against another team, if you can go 13 for 15, 4 for 5 from three, so 87% from the field and 80% from three, I think that's a pretty spectacular game, especially when you can drop 30 points on 15 shots, taking no free throws. That's when you're a very special scorer. I said in a previous video, um, if you told me, hey, you need one of these draft prospects, you can only pick one, and they have to average 25 points for at least one season in your career, and you have to bet your life on that. I'm betting on Ace Bailey all day. Um, you know, put my life in Ace Bailey's hands. He's the guy that I want. Again, I think he's the most raw talent out of those top three prospects: Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, and himself. I think he needs the most development, but that's not a negative. That's a compliment to him because he's already so good and he has so much room to develop. But he's already so talented. If you're not comparing Ace Bailey to Kevin Durant or Brandon Ingram, I don't know who you're comparing him to. Uh, Please let me know below if you have another comparison for him. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. There was one play towards the end of the game. I think Rutgers was down 7 points, I believe, and Ace Bailey comes off a little pin down and he catches the ball at least NBA three range. He's like 2-3 feet behind the college 3 point line, and he pulls back and just rips a three right in this guy's face. The defender was probably 6'8", 6'9". He was a tall dude, and Ace just pulls up and just shoots it right in his face and just hits nothing but the bottom. He looked just like Kevin Durant at UT on that play. Again, really, really impressive. He had another play. I think it was the third quarter, I believe, and he comes in. He's coming in from the baseline. He jumps from outside the paint, jumps off 2 feet. He doesn't have 1 foot in the paint, and just dunks the crap out of this dude. I don't know if the guy was a 7 footer on Penn State. He was at least 6'11", because after the dunk, Ace Bailey's talking crap to him. He's in his face, and the dude's at least 1 inch taller than Ace is. Um, but yeah, just posterizes him, just freaking nasty, just dunks the crap out of him. And you'd like to see that as well, because Bailey has more of a slim frame. Of course, he'll put on weight, just like Durant did. He'll put on some more weight as he gets into the pros and as he's getting, just developing more. He'll put on some lean muscle weight. Keep his lateral movement and his quickness, but just put on that strength. Um, but yeah, posterize this guy dirty. That was freaking nasty. Just hitting threes from every spot on the floor. Off the dribble, he had another one where he's coming off the dribble. He kind of dribbles like he's about to drive. He just does like one hard step with his right foot, and then he just backs up. It wasn't even really a step back. He just goes back to his 2 feet and just shoots. But he faked hard to the right, and he just stopped all of a sudden and just ripped a three right in this guy's face. He he still needs to develop. Don't take this in the wrong way. He still needs to develop his footwork and his shot creating. And again, this is a compliment to him because he has very good footwork. He's a very good shot creator already. He's a very good tough shot maker. I think that's his best shot. His best skill is being a very good tough shot maker, being 6'10" with that high release that he has. Um, and again, it's a compliment to be a very good tough shot maker. But it's just scary, as he develops his footwork to be even better. Again, it is good. And he develops his post game, his mid range post game, which is decent, but it can get even better. And again, I think he's just raw with the footwork and the skills in the post. He had a move where he's posting a guy. He's kind of going, and then he spins. He spins over his right shoulder. He's driving baseline, and he pulls up and just rips a baseline midi. I'm sure you remember the play I'm talking about. It's later in the fourth quarter, but just super clean. And it was just super promising. He doesn't. Again, this is not me insulting him. He doesn't go to those moves too much, and he has a good mid-range post game again, and he has good footwork, like I was saying. But he has a lot of room to grow with it. And like I said, his best skill is tough shot making right now, in my opinion. But once his footwork, his ball handling, which his ball handling is good as well. Once his footwork, his ball handling, mid-range post game, and his shooting is very good as well already. I think he was 37% from three before this game. Now he's probably I don't know, 48%. I don't know, 49% after this game from three. Um, so yeah, like I said, his shooting is already very good, but it's not going to get worse. He's only going to get better. So once his shooting gets better, ball handling, strength especially, I think his strength needs work. His main areas I say would need work would be his strength, his His mid-range post game, again, he has one, but it can get better. Um, and then yeah, strength, mid-range post game, and then I'd say his footwork. He already has good footwork, but when you watch Cooper Flag play, I feel like Cooper Flag has excellent footwork. He's still developing it, and Ace Bailey has good to very good footwork again. But when you watch him play, um, please let me know what you think below. But when I watch him play, I feel like he can get even easier shots for himself. Once he just develops his mid-range post game, his footwork, and his strength even more. Because when Kevin Durant came in the league, he still probably is the best tough shot maker in the league, or definitely one of the best ones up there. But as you see Kevin Durant now, and even after maybe his sixth or seventh year in the league, things had really slowed down for him a lot, and then he wasn't really taking tough shots that much anymore. He still would when he had to, but a lot of his stuff was just coming off of his mid-range post game, his great ball handling, and just kind of his IQ. He did not need to take tough shots as much because he had such great footwork, ball handling, and post game. Once Durant had developed that after 6 or 7 years in the league, and that's the same thing I see with Ace Bailey. Like I said, young Kevin Durant, I say would be the best comparison. And then, like I was saying just a second ago, Ace Bailey is the best tough shot maker in the draft. I think his best skill is his tough shot making right now. But once he develops his footwork, shooting, and mid range post game even more, he's going to find even easier shot opportunities for himself once he learns an NBA offense and becomes even better at flowing in an NBA offense. That's going to be most likely molded around him. He's going to be the centerpiece, most likely of whatever team he goes to. Once he does those things, gets an offense molded around him, develops his shooting and his footwork. He's only going to get easier shots for himself and only become more efficient. And again, like I said, it's already scary because he's already a very efficient scorer and just getting better every day in college, and he'll do the same at the NBA level. But yeah, please comment below who your number one draft pick is. I think it's, again, Cooper Flag. Not entirely overwhelmingly, but he's number one by a good margin. But again, just depending on which team gets the draft pick. Like I said again earlier, for example, if Minnesota got the number one draft pick somehow, they probably won't, but if they did somehow and they drafted Ace Bailey over Cooper, for a team like them, please comment below which other teams you think might be able to use Ace Bailey over Cooper Flag. Because, like I was saying, there's certain teams where if they just needed a pure scorer, a guy that's pretty much 100% going to be able to average 25 or more points per game, pretty early in his career, probably within these next his fourth or fifth season, he'll probably be able to average 25 plus a game, if not sooner than that. And for a team that would need a pure scorer like that more than an all-around player like Cooper is going to be. And again, that's not to say that Cooper can't average 25 points or more. I just think Ace Bailey's the more raw talent, has more room to be molded, and just has the higher ceiling, not necessarily as a player, but at least as a pure scorer. Yeah, please comment below. Let me know what you think about his performance again against Penn State. Again, I think it was an amazing performance, even though they lost the game. To shoot 87% from the field on a lot of outside shots, he did have some good stuff in the post. He had a nice floater, some nice dunks. But yeah, to have that kind of shooting, only missed 2 out of your 15 shots, missed 1 out of your 5 threes, 87% from the field, 80% from three, 2 turnovers, 7 rebounds, and 30 points. Again, probably the most impressive part of the performance without even shooting any free throws. Again, like I said, to have 15 shots and have 30 points without shooting any free throws. I would say if you're really into basketball, even if you're not, that's super impressive. Like that's a sign of a pure scorer. It's to score 30 points without shooting any free throws on this type of efficiency. Um, yeah, this year's draft is going to be super deep, like a lot of people have been saying. But with that being said, um, these top three guys all look like really special players, and Ace Bailey's no exception. He looks like the most special scorer in this year's draft. Please comment below what you think about his performance and just what you think about Ace as an overall draft prospect. Again, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.